Hi friends, and welcome to Hygge and Homeschool. My name is Maya and I'm the homeschool mom of a third grader and a toddler. And today I'm going to be talking about 7 key components in Hygge. I chose the name Hygge and Homeschool because I love Hygge. It's in my Danish roots. And yeah, settle in with a cup of tea, a blanket, and I'm gonna try and make it very hyggelig while I talk about it. So the first thing I'm gonna be talking about is like, what does it mean? It's like a cozy contentment feeling, and it's super integrated in the Danish culture. For instance, if I went out with some friends when I was young, the first thing my mom asked me when I came home wasn't like, what did you do? Who was you with? You know, how did the house look? It was it hyggelig? It's so integrated. We're always asking each other, are you hygging? Is this hyggelig? So it's just so woven into the Danish language and way of thinking that it's just such a big part of me, and that's why it had to be in the name Hygge and Homeschool. But it is this cozy feeling, soft blankets, tea, little glimpse of happiness throughout the day. So the second thing I want to be talking about is like the hygge and home, like the atmosphere that you're creating, the dim lights, the blankets, the beauty around you, that you change up your surroundings. It's not a materialistic thing, but it does candle lights. I have little string lights over here behind me, you can't see. Makes it super cozy and hyggelig. My husband put out some light bulbs outside for some summer hygge. It's about food, you know, coming together, but very much in your surroundings. It doesn't have to be minimalistic or, you know, the Scandinavian style. And it doesn't have to be, you know, super tidy, but there's like hyggelig tidy and then there's like, you know, messiness around you. So hygge in the home is like creating this atmosphere of home, of coziness, the smell of new baked bread, the warmth, you know, on a cold day or the cool on a summer day, just to create a very, very nice atmosphere. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you know, the classical postcard, winter fireplace. It could also be like cozy summer, sit on a blanket, reading a book. It's more that it's not super messy. And I also would say that most Danes, if you ask them if it's, you know, clinically minimalistic, there's nothing, it isn't hyggelig. You have to add like this little glimpse of hygge and personality to your home space. So that was my little thoughts about the atmosphere and hygge in the home and the homeschool environment. For me, hygge in the homeschool is also a ton of, as you can see behind me, there's like books and books and books, a ton of beautiful books. I feel beauty is the part that people often neglect a little bit in the hygge setup. Even though you can easily do hygge alone, I feel a big component of hygge is also togetherness, connection, playing board games, a home-cooked meal, the family get together, light a candle, they sit and enjoy it together, put their phones away, and just enjoy each other's company. It can be through, you know, games, talk. It can also just be hygge in silence. You sit together, you watch a movie, or just, you know, completely silent, sitting together and just enjoying the sunset, enjoying the food. But there is this togetherness where you don't have to do anything to fit in or impress anybody, or you can just laugh and have fun and flow with the people you love. I don't know how to express it any better, but that's like hygge for me is that togetherness. And for me, the meals are so important with my family. We try to, I mean, with me and the kids have all 3 meals together every day. And I rather, if my oldest have a dance class or something, push the kids' bedtime than miss or hygge meal or dinner and have that in the car or something for her to have like a specific bedtime. I rather just push it, and you know what, then you go to bed later, because we have to sit and we have to have this home cooked meal and find each other and have that connection and that hygge and light a candle. And as much as my husband can, he works outside the home, he tries to come home to at least a dinner meal every night. Sometimes, you know, it won't work, but most often he'll try to have that meal with us, to have that togetherness, get out the board games, watch a movie, you know, put the phone away and just be there for each other and connect. So that is hygge for me too. So I also find hygge like in everyday life, just the mundane. Baking together, making craft together can be so cozy, you know, just putting on a pair of cozy socks and snuggle up together with a book. That's maybe more about the togetherness, but like try and slow down, put the screen away, enjoy each other. Slow. It's more about the slow and the everyday, to find the little glimpses, but also do what you love. Find it in hobbies, in, I don't know, just making a craft for me, or just when I'm making bread and knitting it, that motion can just be hygge, and I look up and I see my 2 girls playing a board game or laughing or helping me. So I feel like the whole slowing down and try to simplify your life a little bit, so you're not rushing from one activity to the next, because you can also make crafts or make activities, and if you have to bake, and then after that we have to cut the Christmas hat, and after that we have to, you know, then it certainly isn't hygge. So for me, hygge in like the everyday, like if I go day to day, hour to hour, is take a deep breath and remember to slow down, put your phone away, be present in the moment, smell the roses. That is hygge also for me. And then there's more that was hygge, the previous was hygge like in everyday moments. And now I'm trying to distinguish this one, because this is more in making the season counts, the whole year, finding hygge, Christmas hygge, autumn hygge, you know, summer hygge, spring hygge, to have the traditions and rituals for the family. Like we have a tradition right now where I make pancakes every Sunday, and I know it sounds every day, but so you have the everyday hygge, where you find the hygge in little moments like baking, making a craft. It can even be super hygge just to sit down and do school with my daughter. We can choose the hygge. We can choose just to, I make a cup of tea, I give her a little snack, and we snuggle in together. We look at her math book. So that's like the everyday. The hygge I'm talking about now is more the high hygge, like so now we take the everyday and make some hygge traditions. We make the pancakes every Sunday. We have Christmas, we have Easter, or if you come from another religion or cultural background, you have rituals that goes around the year, the heights of the year, the hygge, the happy, you know, happiness from seeing the Christmas tree again. So there's like the highs in the seasonal hygge, I would call this one. I think that's my best way to describe it. So there's like different levels. You have to find hygge in the everyday moments, and then there's like the highs throughout the year. We really follow like a seasonal pattern and repeat. week to week or month to month or in the year, where you have the different seasons and different rituals. So that was like a seasonal hygge. And then there is hygge in nature, I want to call this one. And that is more about the nature walk, getting outside. Hygge can also be, sitting around a campfire outside. That might be like a high hygge, that you're making s'mores outside. In Denmark, you probably didn't make s'mores. You would make like this little bread, snobrød, which they're called. And that is like a high hygge, but also just your daily nature walk, recognizing the same places in nature. Go to the beach and hygge. Nature is a really hyggelig place. It's a place with a lot of hygge, where in most people's mindset, it's the home, it's a snuggling up with a book and coziness. But it can also be like active hygge, taking a run in the forest. That can be hyggelig if you're mindful, if you're there, if you're present in the moment. So I want to have nature hygge as like a specific point, because a lot of times people don't get that. I find some of my most hyggelig memories from when I was a kid was like going out, collecting leaves for a fall craft, being outside in a cozy sweater with my little hat, or playing in the snow can be super hyggelig. Or going to the beach, dipping your toes in the water can be super hyggelig. So there's also outdoor hyggeness, and there's also nature is so hyggelig, and you can find hygge out there too. So I just want to mention that too. And then to round it up, my final one. So we've talked about hygge in the home, hygge in nature, hygge with other people, hygge alone, hygge, inside, outside, in seasons. But then there's the most important thing about hygge, and that is the mindset. That you can hygge anywhere. It's more about creating that space, creating that mindset of slowing down, putting electronics away, or you can also watch a hyggelig movie together or listen to a book. But it's about finding that joy. I feel it's a trend about romanticizing things, and I feel it's a little bit along the hygge, that you're putting your mind into making everyday hygge and making it very hyggelig. So you can make homeschool hyggelig, you can even make it hyggelig, to fold laundry, the mundane. You can put on a good audiobook or music, have your kids help you fold the laundry, and that can be a super hyggelig moment. It doesn't have to be, dull or tiresome, but it is a really, really big thing in the mind, that you have to change your perception of being in a rush and getting things done, and being on your for me, not being on my phone all the time, being screen free as much as possible, and then changing your whole world into seeing all the hygge around you and creating it. Take a little more time, make a cup of tea, take a little more time, snuggle up with your kid before you start doing school, and get the hygge into every little aspect of your life. That is my biggest advice. And yes, hygge is, I would say, mostly a mindset thing. You can get it into anything. Like, you can be shoveling dirt and making it hyggelig if you stop and you think, how can I make this? Could I listen to an audio while I shovel dirt or snow? Put on a nice scarf and a nice hat, and then it will be hyggelig listening to the birds while I do it. So it's like finding the hygge in everyday moments. So that was my little video about hygge. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're having a really hyggelig time out there, and I hope to see you again. Thank you again for watching. Bye.